It's a pickle. So this is the No-So dragon. So we've got 6 capybaras and 6 little stegos. You can really see all of the details in the stitches with this color. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eli and I run my own small business, Crochet Made by Eli. I post weekly videos here on YouTube, but I also post daily on some of my other platforms like TikTok and Instagram. So if you want to see some more of my content, make sure you check out my accounts over there. They're all under the same username, Crochet Made by Eli, so it's super easy to find me. For this week's video, we are going to be doing a recap of everything that I've made in the month of August. My goal for this video is to check in every few days and show you guys just everything that I am working on. I am going to be doing a ton of market preps, so this is going to be a fun way to show you guys everything that I'm prepping for my markets. Now, if you can see behind me, I do have a bunch of new yarn here. I got in a nice large yarn order, and like I said, this is to prep for my upcoming markets. For the rest of the year, I do have one market a month, and I want to prep as many plushies as possible. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of this yarn this month, but I do want to use up as much as possible to prep plushies. The first market is on August 26th, which is 3 weeks away, as it is August 5th today. I'm a little late in starting this video, but I've got 3 weeks to prep for that one, and then I'll have 4 weeks in between each of the next markets. Now, since it is August 5th, I have already completed a few pieces, so let me show you guys what I've completed so far. First off, we've got these 2 tops, which is the Summer Times top by my friend Daisy May. I have been testing this for her, and I believe it releases on the 8th. So by the time this video is out, this pattern is already up and released. So you can check her out if you're interested. But I made this version in blue, 2 shades of blue, and you can really see all of the details in the stitches with this color. It is super fun, and the pattern has this adorable little keyhole design. A lot of people have put really cute little gems and charms there, and it's beautiful. And then I also made it in this psychedelic rainbowy color with a larger keyhole. And again, you can still see the stitches there, but with the fun colors, it just makes it so much more interesting. But I really do love these tops, so I'm excited to have these at my market. The other thing I created was this jumbo ghost plushie. So you guys can see it's around the same size as my head. When I was making this, I ran out of the white yarn right around this row. So you guys may be able to see that the stitches look a little different, because for the last couple rows, I had to use a white yarn that was half the size of this one. So this one was a weight 7, and the yarn I used was around a weight 5 when I finished it. And as I was closing it, the yarn also snapped. So I used some fabric glue just to secure it. So you might be able to see that a little bit in there, but it's really crusty here. So what I'm gonna do is get some white felt in a circle and just glue it to the bottom here to make it a little more sturdy and so that it's nice and soft everywhere. But this is the first of many plushies that I'm gonna be prepping for my markets. So again, my goal is to check in every few days, maybe once a week, and just show you everything that I've been making. Maybe I'll show you some of my whips as well, but that is the goal. So I will check in with you guys next time I have an update. Hey guys, it is August 8th and I have some plushies to show you guys. This bin is filled with some stuff I've made over the last couple weeks, mostly ghosts. So I made 5 of these just little white ones, similar to the big chunky one I made, but these ones do not have any arms. So we've got 5 of those. Then I made a zombie version. So he's got a red eye, that one's X'd out, and then he's got a couple scars. I think he's so cute. I really love this shade of green. Then I made a bee one. So just yellow and black, and then I freehanded these little wings and gave him some sparkly black eyes. So I think that one's really cute. The last thing I made is a pickle. So I definitely want to make some more of these to prep for my market. Like I said, a lot of the stuff I'm going to be making this month is market prep. Right now my market is 2 weeks away, just over 2 weeks away. I think like 15 days. So I've still got some time, but I have 3 of these bins and I want these bins to be filled with plushies. So I'm thinking, yeah, that didn't work. But I'm thinking I'll have like a row of pickles at the bottom. And I can't remember if I mentioned, but I want to make some hats for these ghosts so that it's like they're wearing little costumes, because Obviously these two are costumes. It's a ghost dressed up as a bee and a ghost dressed up as a zombie. So if these guys have little hats, they'll be costumes too. And then I think I want to make about 4 of these pickles. Actually, I have a whole list of stuff. Let me show you guys my list. This is what we've got. So, ghosts, special ghosts, ghost hats, pickles, dinosaurs, specifically mini stegosaurus, jellyfish, mushrooms, butterflies, axolotls, and then I want to do a big dinosaur and a big dragon. So we'll see how much of that list I get done, but that is my inspiration / goals to get done in the next 2 weeks for this market. I feel like it'd be cool to have, like, this bin will be all Halloween stuff, and then I could have a bin that's like maybe underwater, like the jellyfish, the octos, maybe I'll do some stingrays, the axolotls, of course. And then I'll have one more bin with mini plushies, and then I do want to have a few bigger ones, like I mentioned, the dinosaur and the dragon specifically. So I think my goal is to have a ton of $5, $10 plushies, and then I'll have a few just specialty ones that are big, that are cute, and just ones that are going to bring in attention. So that is the update for today. I will see you guys whenever I finish something else. Hey guys, today is August 10th. Don't mind my hair, it is still a little bit wet, so just ignore that. But I'm in the middle of filming a crochet challenge to see how much I can crochet in 12 hours, and I love doing these videos. If you're watching this video, that video has already come out, so if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you go check it out. But let me show you guys everything I crocheted in the first 4 hours of the challenge. So I filled this bin, basically filled it. So we've got 6 capybaras and 6 little stegos. So the capybaras are so tiny and mini. They don't have faces yet because I am going to be doing that today, all the embroidery. But I did 3 in this like darker orange color, and then 3 in this gold color. I couldn't decide which one is closer to a capybara because like the best color would have been a mix of these two. But online I did see a lot in the darker color, and this one seems closer to like what I think of when I think of a capybara. So I thought I'd just make 3 of each. And then I made 6 little stegos. So it's just a bobble stegosaurus. It was a free pattern I found on Pinterest. Again, they don't have faces yet because I will be embroidering those later. But I made 6, so I did a little rainbow. So we've got the pink with purple, gold with orange, yellow with green, green with blue, blue with dark blue, and purple with blue. But that's everything I did in the first 4 hours of the challenge, so 12 items, which is awesome. These stegos took about 30 minutes, just under. I think it was closer to 25 minutes each. And then the capybaras took under 20 minutes, closer to 15 minutes. The first ones, of course, took the longest because I was just learning the patterns. This one is, by the way, by Crochet by Jenna. It's one of the patterns in her book of 40 amigurumi patterns. So it's so cute, so easy to make, and again, took less than 20 minutes. So if I really pushed myself, I could get 4 of these done in an hour, which is really cool. So we're gonna continue the challenge today and do another probably 4 hours of it. So I'll probably check in with you guys tomorrow to show you guys what I got done in the next part of the challenge. Also, here's a little check-in on where my yarn is at. So I still have, each skein is still pretty much full. The only ones that are getting low is the white, really, and that's just because of all the little ghosts I made. But other than that, each skein is still very full, which is awesome because with how thin this yarn is, I get so much yardage from it, which I am really enjoying. Again, this is a mix of Cozy Cub and Posh Pearl. So it's a weight 5 yarn. Actually, let me check the label and see exactly how much yardage I get from it. So in the Cozy Cub one, we get 241 yards, same as 220 meters, or 7 ounces, 200 grams. So we get a good amount, and especially because I'm using these to make mini plushies, I'm going to be able to make so many mini plushies with these, and each skein was $12, I believe. So really good amount of yarn for what I'm paying for, and it's all been holding up really well. Like there's a couple times I've had to frog and reuse it, and it has broken down a little bit. Like you can tell it's been used, it's not as clean, but it's still usable. The magic rings have been really easy as well to close, so no problems with shutting it. It's not snapping at all when I pull it, which is awesome. And it's been working really well for embroidery and just sewing the pieces together. So I'm really happy with that because in the past I used Sweet Snuggles Light, and as you guys know, something happened to the recipe and the quality just sucked for a while before they pulled it off and then released all the new stuff. But for a while it was really frustrating to use that yarn because I just felt like I couldn't sew anything. It broke down so easily. I could use it once and as soon as I frogged it, it just wasn't usable. So I'm really happy that this yarn is standing up really good. I will be giving a plushie to each of my brothers to do some little tests with, just to make sure all the ends are staying in and everything, because I usually do that with any newer yarn. I just like to test them a little bit and make sure that it's holding up. But in general, I'm really happy with how this yarn is holding up, so that's great. Hey guys, it is August 14th and I finished my 12 hours of crocheting challenge, so I need to show you guys the rest of the things that I made. So I showed you most of the things in this bin, but I also made mini possums. Look at these little guys. Aren't they adorable? So I made 4 of these mini possums and they are just so cute. Oh, I love them. Then we've got this bin. So in this bin, I've got 2 jellyfish. Now you will see a difference in the tendril spiral thingies. This is how the pattern had it written, but in the video I made, I do go over the changes that I made and why I made them, and this is what I updated it to. So this one I guess technically doesn't count because I am going to be taking it apart and redoing it like this one. So technically 1 jellyfish. I also made 2 lizards. Look how cute. Just some normal embroidered eyes, floppy little hands, they're adorable. And I made 4 axolotls. So cute. I love this pattern because it's no-sew, but it's also like realistic, and a lot of kids really love realistic items. Now for most of these items I did use patterns by Jenna, Crochet by Jenna, because I have her book that has the 40 no-sew mini amigurumi patterns. So the lizards, the axolotl, jellyfish, capybara, and possums are all patterns by Jenna. The stegosaurus I made was a free pattern I found on Pinterest, but I haven't been able to find the actual creator because I just found a screenshot of the pattern, so not great there, but it is a pretty easy pattern to find on Pinterest because it's just called the Bobble Stegosaurus. So that is everything I made in the 12-hour challenge. I do also have 2 other items I have finished. So first is my Frankie the Frankencat, which is a pattern by my friend Emmy. Now he does just need little buttons to be glued on here to finish off the eyes, but he is super cute, so derpy, and just, oh, I love him. He's so quirky. Once I put the little pupils on, it'll look a little bit better, but he's got this like headgear, stitches all over. Very cute. I don't remember exactly when this pattern is releasing, but if it's released by the time I post this video, I'll write it somewhere on here. So there's that guy. And I finished my first dragon of the month. So this is the no-sew dragon by Crochet by Jenna, of course, but I always do a little modification with this one. I do increase the tail quite a bit. So I continue the bobbles longer than the pattern says, and then I make the tail about double the size, because I think the pattern has it end around there, and I just think all dragons need a long tail. So my goal with the tail is to make them around the same size as the body, so that's what I did there. But she is so cute. The little embroidered eyes, soft purple and pink details. I know that some little kid is just gonna love her. So that is everything that I finished at the moment. I've still got about 1 week, I think, until my market, so we'll see what else I'm able to prep until the market, but my focus is going to be on bigger items like the dragon or bigger, mainly dragons and dinosaurs because they're just so cool. But I do have about 3 bins full of my smaller items that are between like $5 to $15. So I think it'll be nice to fill up the table with some larger items that, you know, bring attention in and have a higher price tag. So hopefully whenever I check in next, I'll have a few more dragons or dinosaurs or something. Hello. It is August 20th. So it's been almost a week since I've checked in with you guys, but I have quite a few more things to show you. So first off, I did finish Frankie the Frankencat, and I added his eyes. So I decided to do just the little X eyes. I think it works with him. I didn't end up doing the nose because I don't have any felt and I didn't have any color that I felt like would work, but I think he looks good and derpy and cute, so bobblehead. He is all done. The next thing that I finished off is this guy. Jumbo Dino. This is a pattern by Raining Charms, and it's a free pattern on YouTube, like a free tutorial, and it's awesome. So I love this guy though. Like, he is so big, first of all, but I just really love the shape, like especially the way it cinches in here and then does his big belly. It's great, and I love his big tail. The only thing is I stitched these on just a little bit crooked, so you can tell the most when you're staring at it straight from the back. It's mostly this one that bothers me, and the tail is a little bit crooked as well. It should be a few more stitches this way, but those are things that I don't think most people are gonna like analyze and notice. So, you know, from all other angles, I think he looks totally fine, and he is adorable. Next up, I made 3 mini pickles. So these two have embroidered eyes. This guy has little safety eyes. So I just used the last of the green yarn that I had just to make a couple mini guys so I can have some cheaper options. Then I made 4 pumpkins. Aren't they so pretty? And it's like the perfect shade of orange for pumpkins. And I really loved how the yarn turned out for the stem up here. What I did is I double stranded a solid green. It was the Karen Simply Soft, and Loops and Threads Heathered Tweed, which had this like kind of brown going through it, and I felt like it just made it look really plant-like, and I just really like it. But I've got 4 of those, and I am really happy with how those turned out. That's actually my own pattern, and is the first pattern that I ever wrote and released as like a business owner, as a crochet business owner, so that was really cool. Eventually I'm going to be releasing that as a free pattern. I mean, honestly, the goal would be to get that out before this video comes out, but I don't know if that'll happen. If it has happened, I'll put it on the screen here. Otherwise, stay tuned because a free pattern will be coming out. The last thing that I did is 2 butterflies. This is also my own pattern, and it's a written pattern available over on my Etsy. It comes with 3 different types of wings. So we've got the round wings. This is the combination wing, so it's round on the top, pointed on the bottom, and then the third option is just pointed for both of them. But I'm really happy with how they turned out. They're kind of like mini versions of the one I made in the past because it is a smaller yarn. But yeah, I'm really liking those. So let's see all the plushies. There we go. This is about 1 week's worth. Hey guys, it is the 25th, so we're getting very close to the end of August, and I finished 2 more projects. One of them I don't physically have because it was a possum. It's the same mini possum that I made before, but I modified it to have an extra long tail for my brother. That way he could hang it up on his rearview mirror in his car. So he bought that one, which is why I don't physically have it. But it's the same as what you guys saw, just with an extra long tail. But I did finish a different project, and I'm obsessed. Look at this sunflower dragon. Like, isn't she just gorgeous? So this is the No Sew Dragon by Crochet by Jenna. Same pattern I used for the pink and purple dragon I made, but I added this sunflower tail, of course. Took me a little bit to figure out how to make it, but that's what I ended up with. I am obsessed with this one. It's one of my favorite things I have ever made. The only thing is the wings. The pattern says to use the accent color as the main color for the wings and our main color as the detail on it, but I Honestly, after making it, I wish I had done the opposite where the accent color is on the edge. So I think the next time I make a dragon, I will switch that. And I've also just been debating about the wings because I'm pretty sure I did it correctly, because it says to add them in where the V is pointing towards the body. So like that makes sense, but if the wings flip back, now the V is not pointing towards the body, right? So like I can't decide if I like them. I feel like they need to be flipped. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, finished this. I do have a few other works in progress, and I don't know if I will get them finished by the end of the month, but I thought I'd at least show you guys a couple things. The main one is this skirt that I have been working on for weeks, and it's no longer a skirt. It is just a waistband because I frogged basically the entire thing. I just went back down to the first row after the waistband because I realized that there were some changes I wanted to make, and the changes had to happen at the very beginning. So we'll see if I end up making any progress on this before the end of the month. I won't finish it, but maybe I'll have some progress to show you guys. I also started another new plushie, and it is gonna be a big possum. I can't tell if I'm liking the shape of this or not, but this is gonna be the face, and then it's gonna be a big gray round body. It's gonna be like a mama possum for all the baby possums. But I just worked up the front of it last night and added on the gray, but that's the two pieces I have in progress right now anyway. I did have my August market, so I sold a few things, and I will be remaking them for the next market. But again, I don't know when I'm gonna do that. The next market is 1 month away, so I've got some time to prep for it. Hey guys, it is August 30th today, which means it's almost the end of the month, or it's basically the end of August. Technically, we do still have one more day, but I know that I'm going to be very busy tomorrow, and I'm not going to have any time for crocheting or editing or anything, so I figured I would just wrap up the video today because it's going to be my last day of crocheting in August. But I've got a few more items to show you. 3 of them I don't have physically anymore because I did already gift them to my brothers and forgot to check in when I had first finished them. But the first one you guys may have seen, as it was in one of my recent videos, which was remaking one of my oldest projects ever. In the video, I remade this jellyfish for my youngest brother. So I had made it probably 3 years ago, and it had not held up well. I was not very familiar with amigurumi and everything, so a lot of the stitches were very loose, it was understuffed, things were falling out, and it just needed to be fixed. So I took it apart, I made a new one, and made a beautiful jellyfish for him. And I had some extra yarn, so I made a little mini baby jellyfish octopus thing, and he calls it the baby to the mama jellyfish. So I made those 2 pieces for him, and I gave them to him right away because it was for his birthday. He absolutely loved them, so I was really happy with those. The next project that I made was another custom item for another brother. My other younger brother had a birthday, so I crocheted him a custom black and white tegu. And if you guys aren't familiar, it's a type of lizard. It is his absolute favorite, or one of his favorite animals. He loves lizards, but it is black and white, as you can imagine, and it has these really cool designs with different just spots and stripes all over. So I was able to make this really unique piece with a lot of different color changes, and it was honestly a really fun piece to make and figure out how to make this shape, how to get the color changes how I want it to look. I had the nose start a little bit more white and the tail ended more black. I'm really happy with how it came together. I didn't use a pattern or anything, I just freehanded it, and he loved it, which is awesome. It's definitely one of the most unique pieces I've ever made, and it was just a really interesting project to make. It took me, I think, 2 days. I did it in 2 sittings, really. So it didn't take too long, but it came out wonderful, and he loves it. The 4th piece that I made, I do have physically, and it is this button-down shirt. So this was a pattern test for another crochet friend, my friend Sam. You guys can find her at Knotted by Sam. And this is a pattern that is currently still in testing, but I think it'll be released by the end of September. But it is a beautiful design, just a cute button-down shirt. It can have full-length sleeves, it can be a little cropped top, however you like it. It has this nice collar detail as well. A lot of the testers put pretty buttons on theirs, which was really cool. I didn't end up having any buttons that I really liked, so I opted to do no buttons. But I love how this piece turned out, and I'm really excited for this pattern to be released because it is honestly such a beautiful pattern. So if you guys don't follow Sam, definitely make sure you check out her profile. She's here on YouTube, she's on Instagram, TikTok, all the things, and stay tuned because this pattern will be releasing soon. So that is every single item that I made in August in 30 days, and the total number is 54 items. So almost 2 items a day. I think that's like 1.75 a day or something. And I'm so happy with that. It's way more than I thought it would be. It makes sense since I did make a lot of small items for markets, but I made quite a few bigger items too. So I am really happy with that. It's a great number to have, and I have so much product prepped for my markets, which is exactly where I want it to be. Now I do still have a few whips, so I wanted to just show you guys that of where I left off on them. So I showed you guys the skirt I was working on, and we've made no progress at all. It is the exact same as it was when I showed you last, which I kind of expected. So we still have that skirt. Then I continued working on the possum. It doesn't look any different, but I took it out and redid it about 4 times, and I need to take it out and redo it again. I have just been struggling with how I want the increases to be for the face and just the general shape. This is what I did, and I don't like it. I don't like that at all. So taking that apart and redoing it as well. So that's whip number 2. The next thing I started, you guys will be seeing in an upcoming vlog, but I started making Lumpy Space Princess using my own pattern, and I ran out of yarn. So I've got 2 arms and half a body. This I'm making for a video where I'm remaking a bunch of my patterns. So I thought I would just see, I knew I didn't have enough yarn, but I thought I would just see how much I could get done with the yarn I did have, and we got under half of the body done. So that is whip number 3. Now, as a final thing, I need to show you guys where we left off on the yarn, because if you remember, I started this month with a brand new yarn haul with a bunch of different skeins. So I'm going to show you guys how many I finished and what I have left. So we started the month with a total of 13 new skeins, and I finished off 4 of them. So I finished off 1 in black, 1 in white, 1 in green, and 1 in lavender. And that makes sense because I did make a big project using black, which was the Frankie the Franking Cat and the black and white Tegu. I made a bunch of white ghosts, so obviously that used up a bunch. I did make a bunch of pickles and a zombie ghost and a few different things using green, so I used up all of that. And I did make a dragon using the purple and finished it off with Lumpy Space Princess. So that leaves us with 9 skeins opened but not completed. So for the black, gray, white, pink, and dark blue, those 5 skeins, I have, I would say, more than half a skein left, so they are closer to being full than they are empty. For the other 4, I have these little cakes left. So you can see we have some gold, some yellow, some mint, and some blue. So these ones I might be able to make a small project with, but I definitely will be needing to reorder these yarns and the ones that I completely finished, of course. So as a final wrap up, in the month of August, the 30 days of August that I crocheted, we completed 54 different projects. We're leaving 3 whips in progress, and we finished off 4 different skeins of yarn. I would say that is a successful month, but let me know what you guys think. Did I make more than you thought? Did I make less? Do you think I should have made different things? Should I have crocheted faster? Let me know in the comments any thoughts you guys had. I'd also love to hear from you if you guys enjoy this type of video where it reaches over a longer period of time, a month long, and I'm checking in every so often rather than a shorter video where I'm checking in like throughout the day. Let me know what you guys think, but I would love to make another one of these sometime in the future. Now, if you guys have watched this whole video, make sure you like this video if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe to my channel as I post new videos every week and sometimes twice. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well so that way you never miss an upload. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and hopefully I will see you next week. Bye!